Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies, came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he didn't show up.
He had like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
You're not wrong.
He was one. He got them shits. He's like drinking. His pictures with him like fucking things the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades.
Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Right? You were connected to the biggest.
Jay got it for the music. Jay got it for the music.
You didn't see.
He deserved those.
I'm sitting there, it was like this, like Black Excellence. They're sitting there like, yeah. It's a billionaire brunch. Like,
I hate you, man.
Unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you niggas this year. Yeah. Come on, bro.
That's crazy. That's crazy. He just looking at his watch during the whole Rock Nation, bro. Like, is it 3:30?
Yeah, it's almost time to get out. What the fuck is that? Yo, I feel like I'm normal again. Get me out of here.
Oh wow! So that's the deal he signed, huh?
Yeah, that's the deal. Like the other ones didn't count as much as that one did.
Oh, yeah, before I forget this, we talked about Jay. Proximity to Diddy. You don't think he knew anything? He's seemingly around Diddy a lot.
No, that was a real suburb question.
I know, right? Proximity.
Hold on.
And the proximity.
Proximity. That's SAT hit parade word. I had to learn that.
Jim, do you think he fucking knew all of the shit that was going on? Yeah, that was like a...
I don't want to incriminate myself.
I know, but the way he said it...
Like I said.
No matter how you answer that shit, you snitching.
That was a nice kind of question.
You asked the question like a fan.
Hey, I grew up with white people, but one thing I know is how to get a black guy in trouble.
Here's a great question. Yo, just give him the Happy Meal before you ask him to snitch, bro.
He said, damn, they wasn't even drinking.
Speaking of, how the hell you pronounce
Lechemindewa.
Okay.
It's the King's Path.
King's Path.
Because I know Branson.
Yeah.
That's the one I pronounce.
That's the Branson lifestyle. You're gonna be outside.
Biff, you're not worried that if you throw little and you don't throw out allegations, but like you kind of poke fun at them.
You just ask questions.
You're not worried that it comes back your way, like people dig up your past and try to pull stuff up.
I don't got that shit in my past. I'm not.
Everybody got a little bit.
The buzz really took off when 50 Cent spoke out on Big Boy TV, with hip-hop already tense over serious claims about Jay-Z. 50's calm but direct tone added fuel. He didn't hold back, clearly addressing the controversy without saying names.
Give her a drink so she forget what the fuck happened. What the fuck is going on here, bro? Yes, I took the drug. I gave me the fucking drug to perform. So she can remember and possibly love me for that.
Did it work?
What the fuck? Yo, bro, look, I'm doing pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm just saying, this is the opposite of normal shit that we're talking about, bro.
That is why. I don't know why it's so hard for people
So
just
for
to
people to feel like
shit is
you
weird.
would have something or you would have reserved energy because you feel like you was doing it too, this is people that are looking on the separation between their hardships or their the things that they got going on that would be issues and what a celebrity's issues would be.
Wait, what is that?
They think all celebrities are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right, and when you see, if I wasn't saying anything, guess what? You could safely say that a person on the outskirts that is not involved in hip hop culture could think that everybody in hip hop culture is with that shit.
So by you, you're good, bro. You're fucking good.
Yeah.
You're protecting hip hop.
Yeah.
If you don't speak out and make them the weirdos, then they're gonna think everybody's
Every
like
single
that.
person is like that involved in hip hop culture.
Makes you think, did Jay do it?
Shut up.
He's in trouble.
Golly,
We live in New York, bro.
No.
We live here.
No, free Jay-Z.
I'm just saying.
Shout out Mufasa. We all gonna go and support. Yo, we can all see. You are crazy. That was the craziest thing. I literally.
What's
bro,
the lady at Rock Nation? I gotta send her that.
You don't feel like that happened the same day, bro. What's the day came out the day before the next day?
I was eating Raisin Bran. Okay, I'm eating Raisin Bran. I got my daughter in my arm. I'm scrolling. Right? I see somebody screenshot your shit is Jay and the whole family at the Mufasa fair. And then the comment is 50 said, Jay said, they said I the 13-year-old. Let's go watch Mufasa.
Everybody get dressed. We're going to see Mufasa right now. I just think it was a good look. Like angling yourself as
a family man.
Yes.
But they had to go to the premiere,
that
bro.
was planned already. I'm
They had to go to the premiere.
and I realized that later, but I'm just saying to you, I haven't seen him in a long time. That's all I'm saying. And I hadn't seen him in a long time, and then I heard this shit, and then I looked and I saw Mufasa. I said, whoa. That's all that fucking happened, bro. You think this is my phone? This is my phone. This is happening at real time. I'm going, yo. You say, yo.
You just gotta say everyone gets these jokes, bro. That's what you gotta say.
Yeah, no,
rappers, listen, comedians are the new rappers, bro. That's
why
the
do
thing.
people come to my page, bro?
That's true.
I know what I'm saying.
You know what they say?
That is true.
Well, you don't think you're gonna happen next? Yeah, that's what they say to me, buddy. Well, you're next, buddy. You're fucking, you laughing at this.
Then you're not worried at all.
I know why.
Because you don't got nothing.
I don't have it.
All right.
There's no girls gonna come out.
Why you sound skeptical?
I just hope everything's all right at home, 50 said with a subtle grin that hinted at more. But what really caught attention was when he mentioned Blue Ivy, Jay-Z's young daughter, saying it must be tough for her, especially if kids her age start hearing the rumors and asking questions no child should face.
Tonight, Jay-Z fighting back against a rape accusation. His attorney filing a letter to the judge to dismiss the rape lawsuit against his client, citing an NBC News exclusive that found inconsistencies with the accuser's story.
You should always advocate for yourself.
It comes after our interview with a 38-year-old mother from Alabama who accuses Sean Diddy Combs and Sean Jay-Z Carter of raping her when she was 13 years old. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough.
She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after party. She says at the party she spoke to musician Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo. It's the Last Supper.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative for the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at that time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter both raped her. She says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up.
We rode home in silence. She didn't ask me what happened.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. I feel like I would remember that, and I don't, he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said she stands by her statements. I have made some mistakes, she said, in remembering what happened 24 years ago. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, "This incident didn't happen. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory." A representative for Combs called the suit a shameless money grab.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive.
See, imagine being a middle schooler and seeing your dad's name all over the headlines for serious claims. Blue Ivy didn't ask for this, yet now her world is clouded by adult controversies, no matter her last name. It's hard not to feel for what she's going through.
Lawsuit coming with Jay. The part with Jay. I go, oh shoot, like. Then I think about it, I go, that had to be there. So when I was saying that he was missing, he just wasn't actively being out there because they was dealing with that.
Wait, do you think there's truth to the Jay thing? There's no way.
Know, like, look, you know, so, like if you say, I have this thing where I'm conflicted when it takes you 20 years to remember something happened to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I go, oh, so 10 years, 20 years later, it comes back. And it's like all of Puff's problems are coming from the ministers touching little boys.
What you mean?
The laws are the way they are because the
Because
because of the priests.
the priests touching little boys.
Oh,
why we're looking at me, bro?
I just go to church. I just go to
That's
church,
your
right?
man.
Nothing to do with this. I have an alibi.
That's why the laws allow me to go that far back.
Turn away from you right there. I'm just a Catholic kid. Why? You've been dead. No. What's the body of Christ taste like? It's sacrilegious. You can't do that.
He's like, yo, drink my blood.
Yo,
So it is crazy when after 20 years they come out. That shit is foul.
But with Puffy, you were the only one saying anything for decades.
yeah, because we had our own little thing.
But you were the only.
was
Everybody
your
else
thing?
was scared.
Huh?
But everybody else was scared. So you think maybe this is a similar thing where everybody else is scared? I don't know what it is. I'm just
I
asking.
think they're scared.
But if they're scared,
But
then
you've
maybe that's
been
why I'm thinking.
insinuating Jay-Z a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you've been saying people gonna come for him a little bit.
No,
You've been
I thought he would do funky stuff like the Super Bowl. Like it was not okay for me to be at the Super Bowl.
Oh, he tried to cut that.
Yeah, he didn't want me to. Well, they worked to make like there was an issue with me in the NFL that doesn't exist.
So he did the corporate way of
Yes.
trying to keep you down. Oh,
He's
it's
doing
not
it.
me. It's them.
It's them. And then when M says he's not gonna do it if I'm not there, then
Let's go.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know,
That's what
But
I'm
what's
talking
your
about.
and Jay's issue?
it's just competitive stuff.
It's
for the
really
music.
just competitive.
This is what I'm saying. When it gets past actual art, like actual music, and you're trying to block something that's in business, then it feels weird. It feels like we should be having beef.
Oh,
Okay.
So
I can
that's the
see
behind the scenes thing that we don't see. It's
Yeah.
one thing when there's like people talking about each other in music,
Yeah.
but there's behind the scenes business deals that a guy is getting involved with on the side, and it's not like you're gonna go public and be like, they tried to stop my vitamin water.
You know, this deal, and you go, he said that to you, like.
Okay.
wow.
I get that.
Like they'll speak to your temperament. Like say, you know, if 50 is a little crazy, he'll say anything. You see what saying anything did to Kanye.
So they're trying. He's basically trying to scare
Yeah.
people out of
Out
doing
of
deals
doing
with
it.
you. Interesting. And then M shut it down, and he was like, "Yo, it's got to happen."
I'm not. If he's not coming, I'm not coming. And then it changes the whole thing because he really is the biggest one.
Yeah.
Like you know, they can say what they want.
Yeah, no.
But when we go to the stats, the actual
Numbers don't
They know the
lie.
numbers.
he's the
And that was
biggest
before
one.
the days of the bots and all that shit.
There's a, you know, M obviously speaks with you with high praise, but there's a few videos that I see, and
50 also spoke on his relationship with Jay-Z, calling it just competition, no feud, no drama, just two giants pushing each other. But, for longtime hip-hop fans, that sounds a little too clean. In this game, the line between rivalry and respect is blurry, and sometimes, silence says more than words.
specifically talks about your rapping skill a lot.
Yeah.
Is that mean a lot? I'm like,
It does. Like you know, so look, he never left that part of the creativity. Like he would go back when you don't see him. He's back. He's in his regimen of the studio.
yeah.
And this is why, like, he kind of they can't. You can be as good as him, but you can't really beat him at that because you have to put all your energy there.
And you're just not gonna do it. Once these guys get famous, they leave the
That's it.
studio.
And they go, and the thing that makes him feel good is yo, you heard what I did last like last night, and it gives him that again. So if that's really what's driving you, it's really tough to be better than. And then some of them may have a gift. It may be a God-given talent that they can rap the way we speak, but they don't work as hard as him. It's like Kobe Bryant was outperforming people because he would work harder, conditioning himself to do it. And other than him, I don't think nobody's.
Who's the most talented rapper you've seen? Period. Just talent, natural born.
Maybe Craig G. Like when an artist can freestyle, like without thinking about anything, and it just all falls in line and sing. Sometimes they can end up rapping it's so easy for them that they don't know exactly what to rap about. You see what I'm saying?
Technically, it's good.
And even Eminem, because I remember those freestyles where they would just give him a word and he just has to
go.
You can do that too.
Yeah.
You can go.
But you're right. Sometimes you miss like the connectivity with the music. Like there are songs, there's comedy where it might not even be like the most perfect joke, but it makes you feel the thing.
Yes,
and
raw,
that's better to you.
That it connects.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and look, a lot of times, if there's no truth to it, it's not funny.
Yeah.
It has to have some sort of connection that's grounded in truth, but it's almost a warped perspective being offered by the comedian. The timing, the way it comes in. And I look at it, I'm like, yo, nah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's great. Like, you know, and you see things like the white party would be there, and then they have a little baby like in a sandwich. They're hugging him from the front and the back and stuff. And I'm like, yo, get off of him. That's one of my favorite new artists. Like, yo, get off him. I don't want him going to those
What's up with the
cars.
hugging pictures at the white party though? What is that?
I don't know, bro.
Every picture is a little
Why is
bit.
everyone so happy to be there? I'm like, this regular parties, people don't just hug you.
Let's get to the heart of it. On December 8, 2024, Jay-Z's name surfaced in a lawsuit originally focused on Diddy. The claims are serious. Jane Doe alleges she was forced into a traumatic situation after the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards.
Ladies and gentlemen, this guy that I have with me right now, he needs no introduction.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. What's up?
Chilling, Mike. It's been a minute, man.
Welcome to Las Vegas.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be here, too.
you in here shining, looking like you got robot money.
Yep.
Yo, it's been amazing, man. You know, we did. Mike actually worked. We go back to All Things Fall Apart. We worked on a film project together.
Yeah.
And I had to, man, I had to discipline myself for that one because I had to lose the weight.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
The first half of the film and stuff, and then man, it's been so much time. We got to get together and do something that really shake things, man. Like that.
Yeah.
I love that movie, by the way. That was completely different at that time, you know, from what you were used to doing.
Look, you have to. Hollywood wouldn't pay for black actors to make those physical transitions. Like that's just the facts. They wouldn't break the film and come back, and that's why I was doing that, to discipline and go to the next level with just committing to the character. Like my best friend growing up, he died of cancer, and that was why I was able to do that. Like to connect to that one. I don't think I would have been able to do it if it wasn't.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to experience that.
The dopest thing for me, bro, was hanging out with you. You telling me what you about to do next. And then everything you said you was gonna do all happened. I'm gonna have a son. Bam. I'm gonna do this movie, this production company. Bam. I'm finna do this.
Right.
Bam. Everything we talked about in the room, it was like, I'm like, okay. It gave me such a like, all right, this is how you gotta get at.
Mike, that's exactly what my experience with what's her name was like. With Vivica.
Oh, with Vivica.
She thought I was just saying this stuff like I was overzealous.
Right.
But I had really the plan, like the layout.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm saying, and then
You had the vision.
and then she went off doing stuff that because she didn't
She didn't believe it.
believe it. Like, and then it was like it felt like the court was dragging the horse.
Right.
And then I had to move away from that because it felt weird, Mike. Like it's like our publicist and stuff was telling the stuff to do.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, this is crazy. Because she'd been on before me. You know?
Okay.
She was making me feel like a little boy. She was doing it, Mike, and then she would stop and say, you like that?
Hey, but look, she's still talking about you, bro.
Yep.
I ain't like, one time we was at the Soul Train Awards. And she was walking the red carpet, and I'm down there doing the red carpet. And she walked by, and I was like, 50, I got your ex, right?
Oh, God.
she got hot about that. I was like, I'm just playing around, you know? Like, she was, set it off bad.
Yeah, but that was one of those things, like, because, like, when I be saying, I be kind of mapping it out, Mike, before I get to.
No, you do. Like, people don't understand. Like, this dude told me every single thing you was about to do, and I'm just like, damn.
And that was before.
Next, Viocida allegations have rocked the music industry. Jay-Z's legal team firmly denies them, suggesting the plaintiff's lawyer, Tony Busby, may have helped shape a false story. Still, no matter the legal defense, Jay-Z's public image has already taken a hit.
The first real go. I did Before Self-Destruct was like one of those, a film that I put together like for an album.
Right.
Because the album leaked out, I got that together and packaged it together. But then the real feature film I was in Vegas before we went to go to shoot that.
Oh.
Like Floyd was coming out here, he had to give me a check for it because I had cash, Mike. He had to give me a check.
Well, I want to see the money first. That's how I be.
Yeah, playing champion, he'll gamble. So he okay. He's like, just give me the money, take the check. Yeah.
Right. You know, I wanted to ask you, like, what made you say, you know what, I'm finna go down here where True Blood is at and start my own production company?
Yeah.
What made you think on that large of a scale? What motivated you to do that?
I'm looking at it like, look at Amazon, right? They'll create all of the actual transactions.
Right.
They get all the sales, and then they tell FedEx or they tell UPS, I need a deal. I need a deal. And then when they don't want to give them the deal that they want, they say, you know what? Fuck you, I'm gonna do it myself.
Right.
And then they put the Amazon trucks out and they start making the deliveries themselves. They already got all of the business.
Right.
So they just create a whole nother business under it. And I looked at film production like I wanted to establish myself as a premium producer, because a lot of times they make stuff and you go, it's not the best stuff.
Right.
And I hate that I see my people like that.
Right.
So I wanted to make it like all the way right. And then the process, like I had pitched Power to everybody. They told me no, Mike.
Wow.
No. And then I came back around because I had additional time. I wrote music that matched, that like was representation of the characters.
Yeah.
And we changed the pitch where Courtney would say a piece of what the show was about, and then we'd press play. Because the last place that they spend money in production is on film music licensing.
Yeah.
The idea was to create, you know, Empire had a different vision for their project. They brought Timbaland in and wanted to produce music that they can sell.
Oh, wow.
Because of how high the viewership is on the show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
On Fox.
Yeah.
That they would be able to sell product. And then it was giving them a different connection because they was paying to have their cast go on the award shows.
Right.
So it'd be the award show go on, and then you'll just have the cast from the TV show come on and they rapping and singing. And
That's different.
It was different.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do what Curtis Mayfield did with Superfly.
Oh, okay.
Like
where the music
is
the theme of every scene. Yeah, it's hard when you do that.
Yeah, that's when, and if it's up to standard, Mike, like if it would sell on iTunes, then you know it's up to grade. Like it's up to standard. If not, then if I'm uncomfortable, like I perform the Power theme song, I perform that in my set.
Oh man, yeah, you got to do that.
Yeah, and it's been on television for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so people know that. They know that.
Exactly.
Immediately.
And then, but I'm looking at it, Mike, like if it's...
These claims come at a time when public tolerance for misconduct by high-profile figures is at an all-time low. Jay-Z, known as a family man, entrepreneur, and philanthropist, now faces a lawsuit that could seriously damage the image he's built for years.
Be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet, but it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs
keep adding to the mystery. Foxy Brown's cryptic posts have sparked speculation about her possible ties. And the infamous 2014 elevator incident involving Jay-Z has resurfaced. Now, every past moment connected to him is back under the spotlight.
And raped me. He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind, he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. I have made some mistakes, she said. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, said, because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her, to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress. In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, this incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
Yeah, I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of being chastised by their fans.
All right, Chloe Malas joining us now live. Chloe, we just heard a very strongly worded statement from Jay-Z. What else are you hearing from him and his team?
Yes, so his attorney said that they're going to ask the court to, quote, dismiss this frivolous case. And also moments ago, we heard from Diddy's legal team, and I want to read you some of what they said. They said, quote, this is the beginning of the end of this shameful money grab. And remember, he remains behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, and his criminal trial.
I do want to switch gears and talk about this breaking news just happening tonight. That involves both Jay-Z and Diddy. Now, this is an amended complaint accusing Jay-Z of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 along with Sean Diddy Combs. This is a new civil filing, and we see the anonymous accuser here alleging the assault occurred after she was driven to an MTV Music Video Awards after party. This lawsuit was originally filed in October, just today refiled to include Jay-Z. I mean, let's start with the basics here. What are you learning about this? What is standing out to you?
Well, what is standing out to me is she was very specific about several things. She describes the house, she describes the driveway, she describes the exact assault, what happened. She talks about various stages of things that occurred. And I think that this is good because this way it can either be corroborated or not corroborated. So she's painted herself in a corner.
Why add Jay-Z now if this originally was filed back in October? Why not do it then?
Very interesting question. I think, we're seeing the same attorney for many of these complainants. And I think we're going to see more and more people added. I think there's a lot that they were looking to prove, and maybe they didn't quite have what they thought they needed to file against Jay-Z initially.